everyone! In this video today, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this Patriotic Zigzag friendship bracelet. Of course, you don't have to use red, white, and blue for your color palette, and you don't have to make it related to the holiday at all. But 4th of July is coming up pretty soon, so I wanted to make a sort of theme in time for the holiday. So if you want to learn how to make this bracelet, then keep on watching. You are only going to need 10 strings, and out of your red, white, and blue, you will need 2 red strands, 4 white strands, and 4 blue strands. And from left to right, you want to order your strings white, red, blue, blue, white, blue, white, blue. And I will be starting kind of from the center of the design itself, but I have found that it is the easiest way to segment knot this pattern. So if you do want to make a loop or a shape star or any kind of fancier tie, then you will have to rework the steps a little bit. But you can also just use simple braided ties, and that is perfectly fine. So whatever you want to do is totally up to you. So first, we want to pick up the right red strand out of our group of 2 here on the left, and do forward knots on all of the blue and white strands to the right of it to bring it over to the very right side. And I have found with this bracelet in particular that you don't want to have too tight of tension when knotting this bracelet up, because it does have a tendency to kind of curve left and right because of the way that the strings are getting pulled. So I would keep that in mind while you're knotting. And then you will go back to the outer left side with your red and white strands, and you will pick up the right white strand out of the 2 here. And again, you will do forward knots on all of the blue and white strings to the right of it, and you will also knot onto the previous red strand that we carried over. And then you'll come back to the left side and pick up your other red strand. And again, you are going to do forward knots on all of these strings to the right of it to carry it over to the very right side. And then we have just one more repetition for our red and white section. You're going to take your outermost left strand, which will be your white strand here, and again, take that string and do forward knots on all of these strings to the right of it to bring it over to the very right side. So I'm going to go ahead and take all of these strings that we just knotted over to the right side with, and I'm just going to put them off to the side, because for now we are not going to worry about them at all while we work on the left side of our sort of star section here. So first what you want to do is take your outermost left strand and you are going to do 5 forward knots onto the strings to the right of it. So just your blue and white strings. And then you want to take your first white strand from the left and you want to do a backward forward knot onto the string to the left of it. And then you will take your third string from the right, which will be your blue strand here, and you will do backward knots onto these next 2 strings to the left of it so that we can close that white knot in. And then you are going to go to your 2 white strands in the middle of this section here, and you're going to make a knot with them. Now I am going to do a forward knot, but you can do whichever one that you want. And then you will take your second blue strand from the left and just do a forward knot onto the white strand to the right of it. And then we have one more star to make in this section. Come back to your white strand, that is the second strand from the left, and do a backward forward knot onto the blue string to the left of it. And then you are going to close up this whole section here on the left. You will take your second strand from the right, which will be this blue strand here, and you will do backward knots on all of the strings to the left of it to carry it over. And now we can bring our red and white strings back into the mix because we will be repeating what we did with this section here, but going backwards. So you want to take the left strand of your 2 reds here, and you want to do backward knots on all of the blue and white strands to the left of it. And then you will come back to the right side and pick out the white string that is in between your blue and red strand and do backward knots on all of these strings to the left of it to bring it to the very left side. And then you will take your other red strand, which is going to be closest to the right side, and again, do backward knots on all of these strings to the left of it to bring it over to the very left side. Finally, for the very last stripe here, you're going to take your outermost right strand and yet again take that string and do backward knots on all of these strings to the left of it to carry it all the way over. I'm gonna take my red and white strings again and just put them off to the side. Now this pattern has been pretty smooth sailing, but unfortunately our right blue and white triangle is a little messy in terms of knotting, and that's probably just because of the math involved with the string count and the colors, etc. So I'll try and break this down a little bit slower because it's not similar in any way to how easy it was on the left side. So what you want to do first is take your outermost right strand and do a backward forward knot onto the string to the left of it, which will be your white strand. And then from the right, you will go to your next blue color, which will be the third string from the right, and you are going to do a forward backward knot onto the white string to the right of it. And then on the white string to the left of it, you will do a backward forward knot. And then you will take the next blue strand in line, which will be the second one from the left, and you will do a forward backward knot onto the white string to the right of it. And then you will do a forward knot onto the blue strand to the left of it here. And then you'll go to your right white strand of the two, and you will do a forward backward knot onto the string to the right of it. And then you will pick up the blue strand that is to the left of the white one, and you'll close it in by doing forward knots onto these next two strings to the right of it here. And then take your two white strands in the middle here and make a knot with them. I am going to be doing a forward knot again. And then you'll come back to this second blue strand from the right here and just do a backward knot onto the white string to the left of it. For our third and final little star here, you will take this white strand that is closest to the right side and do a forward backward knot onto the blue string to the right of it. And then for our very final step, we want to close all of this in. So you will take your second blue strand from the left and do a forward backward knot onto the white string to the right of it. And then you will pick up the blue strand that is in between the two white strands. And first you will do a backward forward knot onto the white string to the left of it. And then after that, you will do a forward backward knot onto the second white strand that is to the right of it. And then finally, you are going to take your outermost right blue strand and just do a backward forward knot onto the white string to the left of it. And once you have gotten over that hurdle there, you have completed the full set the whole way through. And when you start doing your zigzags again, you can follow the video from the very beginning and follow the steps exactly the same way and work up the bracelet until you have your desired length. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.